Ryan from Disruptarian Radio. Let's put it with that concept right now. So, in the thought of being disruptive, so I want to talk about Hawaii, right? In the disruptive, in a good way, I think in some ways it's good. The disruptive movement of the Kingdom of Hawaii, right? So I get this, all right? I get the sovereignty movement. I'm for it in most cases, except for when it's race-based, and I see this as a very, I don't know, just a narrow way of declaring a wrong, I get it, but when they're like, only Polynesians, only Hawaiians can be here, that's one of these movements, the Kingdom of Hawaii movement. There's also the Nation of Hawaii movement, which is much more reasonable, in my opinion, but I just want to say, as far as I'm concerned, I don't like the Kingdom of Hawaii movement. I actually don't even understand, in a lot of ways, why Hawaii would ever want to be separated from the United States based on their distant location from any landmass and their lack of defenses and their prime spot. I mean, it seems like it would be up for the taking by the next nation. And out of all nations, I mean, I've done a lot of traveling this year. We've been to like 12 countries in this last year, a little over a year now, but I've been all over over the world and spent a lot of time traveling all of my life, and I haven't found a better place. I have a lot of problems with the United States. I have a lot of problems with the government, the law, the courts. There's a lot of things that I personally take issue with. So I get it. Totally get it. But where better are you going to go? Where is there more freedom or opportunity or, wealth? I mean, maybe that's not what you're into, but other than that, you're going to be vulnerable. You're going to be, the kapu system here in Hawaii was terrible for women. Women couldn't eat 90% of the different, indigenous foods that were here. They were basically eating seaweed and kelp because they were restricted from bananas, from pork, from all kinds of things. So, would you rather be in that system, the kapu system? Would you rather be under our tyranny? I mean, I guess that's what you have to worry about. If women today, feminists and, many feminists, are upset with patriarchy in the United States, just think of what the kapu was like. I mean, if you were caught dining with your husband, they'd kill you. They'd kill you both. But if a woman was caught eating the wrong foods, kapu foods, sacred foods like pork or bananas or taro or many other things, they could be put to death. So what is better? Our tyranny or their tyranny? Or would you rather be in Saudi Arabia? I don't see a lot of feminists protesting the misogyny or the patriarchy in Islamic states. Very, very little of that. So where would you rather be? What would you rather be doing? Maybe it's not going to be perfect. Maybe it's not going to be utopia, but what would you rather be doing? And then there's this Jennifer Ruggles. She's a city council member in District 5 here in Hawaii, in Puna. And she stopped working. She basically won't go to the city council and vote. She's saying that she might be committing war crimes, international war crimes or whatever from the Geneva Convention if she participates in doing her job. Like, she's been, here her whole life, so she should know, the ins and outs of all of this. And, she's a lawmaker, so, she's been that way for years now. The treaty thing that she's talking about, took place like 100 something odd years ago, 125 years ago, I think now. She's saying that Article 64 and Article 49, a bunch of other things that are in or Article 45, is it? There's like 3 articles in the Geneva Convention that she's referencing that, could hold her culpable of war crimes if she does her job as a city councilwoman. But these things weren't even adopted till 1949, right? And this treaty that they're talking about is from 1863. I think it's 1863. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I'm almost 100% on that. The treaty I think it's called the Restoration Treaty, is from 1863. So if she's saying that the 1949 article that was adopted by the Geneva Convention can be retroactive and go back to treaties before it was, adopted into the Geneva Convention, then what's to say that we can't go back on, or whoever would go back on other conquesting populations. I mean, they did a lot of conquesting here in Hawaii, where Maui took Hawaii and Hawaii took Maui, and this and that. Kauai was at war, and all the other islands here, all 8 of them, or I guess there's like 9, but I think 8 of them were at war at pretty much all times of the last 900 years. And then you look at the DNA of Hawaiians, you look at their origin, they're Tahitian, so they came from somewhere else. So, they took it from a population, is what has been said. They're not 100% on this, but they took it apparently from somebody 900 years ago. The Tahitians did, and now they became the Hawaiians. So do the Tahitians then abandon this island because they took it